A Japanese chattering, observing life from offline mode since 2009. Not deep, not motivational. Just painfully accurate misalignment blogs.
I don't go outside. This is my battlefield. Fighting alone every single day. No one sees it, but I keep going. Slow is fine. Stopping is fine. Just move forward. Hikikomori hero. Still standing. This is just a podcast.
Something happened today again. It's been over 3 weeks since my parents refused to send the complaint letter to the religion. I asked them if they were still thinking of a solution every day. And they just froze up again. About 2 weeks ago, I told them they had to find a solution as soon as possible. But they said they weren't thinking about it, so I told them not to use the bathtub. But even after that, they said they haven't been thinking. It's been 2 weeks since then. It's unbelievable. I asked them if they were staying out of the bathtub, but I don't remember why I said it that way. Maybe I had just angry or my brain wasn't working right. There must be a reason. I think I got emotional because they said they weren't thinking of a solution every day. But they said with a lot of confidence that they only stayed out of the bathtub for 5 days because that's what I told them. That really made me angry. I was so mad. The reason I said 5 days was because they said they weren't thinking of a solution. And we can't go back to the past, so I told them to start thinking from that day. That day, I just have to wait for them to find a solution. I just have to wait for them to find a solution. But they thought it was okay to use the bathtub after 5 days even though they didn't find a solution. I thought that was weird. From there, it was really hard. They looked like they wanted to say something, so I worked hard to explain it. I said if they find a solution, I can stop sending the letter to the religion. But if they don't find a solution, they'll just make the same mistake again. I told them they have to solve the problem so the same thing doesn't happen. That's a promise. We have a promise that they will find a solution. They are trying to say something just because they can't find one. Isn't that weird? Even if they say there's nothing they can do, that doesn't show anything. I'm saying they shouldn't promise to find a solution if they can't do it. Since they said they would do it, they have to find it. They don't understand no matter how many times I say it. I told them they definitely can't use the bathtub starting today, and they said they'd catch a cold. It can't be helped. Then they said that the cause is in the house. They say it's a mistake of the house rather than them. They've been saying that for a while. That's just my mother's wrong view. There's no meaning in looking for who is at fault. It doesn't matter. But my mother just decide it's 100% the problem of our house because it's convenient for her. That's fine, she's been saying that. But it's weird, isn't it? So what? If there's a problem with my father, then solve it so the problem doesn't happen again. It gets complicated from here. But I don't remember exactly what was said. I told her that no matter what the cause is, she should say something to my father so the same problem doesn't happen again. Then she did something in the end. I don't remember what because what she says is always mess. It's not logical. If she was illogical from the start, we could just not talk. But she only becomes illogical when it's convenient for her to keep things vague. Finally, she said she talked to my father and solved it. If that's true, she should have said she found a solution earlier. Then we wouldn't be having this talk. Which is it? Then she said she hasn't fully found a solution. That's so simple. If she thinks she hasn't found it yet, she should just say she hasn't found a solution yet. Why do I have to explain this to my parent? This is just a matter of her feelings. If she thinks it's not solved yet, it's weird to say it is. If she thinks the current way is no good, then it's not solved. So like I said, at first she wasn't thinking even though she hadn't found the solution. If she found it, she should have said it so quickly. The reason she doesn't say it clearly, it's probably because she knows she hasn't found it yet. But she won't agree. She looks like she wants to say something. I feel bad for telling my parents not to use the bathtub. I try to understand them many times, but it's not good. She's just busy making excuse. I'm explaining it to her like I'm talking to a child. I said, listen, you said you'd find a solution, but you weren't thinking about it. So you were told not to use the bathtub. Then you stopped thinking because it's hard to find a solution. You should be finding it as soon as possible. But you are not. Do you understand your position right now? It's natural that you are told not to use the bathtub again. But she never said, you are right. She just stayed stubborn. I'll say it again. As my parent, she doesn't have a right to refuse the letter. Think about it. If a neighbor's child, while he's about 40, wanted to send a letter, the parent wouldn't have the right to stop him. He could just send it. If you try to stop a daughter from sending a letter, you have to tie her hands with that rope. It's impossible to stop her. It's only because our house is special that it hurts to see. But I told her she's taking away someone's right. I just wanted to tell the truth to the religion. It seems they don't understand. But this is the reality. They just believe what's written in the newspaper without checking. The followers believe that what the reader said. Maybe they could get away with saying they have special power before, but this time they didn't check on anything. They wrote it like they could see it with spiritual power. But they made a mistake because they just wrote what was in the newspaper. I have to let them know that fact. The same mistake will happen again. I felt terrible back then. It was like living in hell. I'm still frustrated that people know about my private things. I wanted to write a letter that, but she, she, she thought I was just saying mean things or complaining. She stopped me because she misunderstood. That's weird of her. I told her she hasn't said she found a solution until today. I told her that saying she hasn't fully found a solution is like having the money to pay someone back, but making excuse. It's the same as not paying them back. It doesn't matter if you have the money or not. But there's nothing I can do. I feel bad about the bathtub, but we talk normally. No matter how much I explain, she doesn't understand her own position. Next story. About English, I tried to live out what I could, but I failed completely. It's very difficult. I speak English on my podcast, but unlike Japanese, I was told to say things exactly as they are. I have to leave out some part, but I have a difficult personality. So once I start leaving things out, I can stop that problem. It affects the Japanese part too. I already have a nihilistic way of thinking. When I start cutting things out, I realize that everything has no meaning. That's why people with depression or nihilistic people should never change. You start to wonder why you are even living. You forget why you live and just live each day simply. That's the right way. For people like me, I'm living, but it's human nature to wonder what the meaning of each thing is. That was hard. I thought about stopping the cutting out completely. But that would make the message weird. I haven't solved it yet. I have to think about the show name too. It was hard. Next story. I had some bad luck today. It seemed the radio show was also on TV. I listened to the radio, so they overlapped. I thought I should just watch the video first. I thought I was unlucky. But what do you think? It's just bad luck. Like wanting to head on a coin but getting tails. Everyone knows this. That's why people believing in fortune telling or rain man, they think doing something will make things go well. Go well. Good luck charms are fine for mental health, but thinking a power stone will bring good luck. It's strange how humans can have those two different feelings at the same time. I think it's weird, but deep down, everyone knows everything is just luck. So when people see someone like me saying, I'm unlucky, they stay calm and think it's just a coincidence. But for themselves, they think a power stone will work. Isn't that weird? I just couldn't understand that. I forgot to say one thing. About English, there's something called a dark arrow. It seems They don't write it in textbook for Japanese people because it's too hard, but I just copied what I heard and I could do it. Maybe I could do it since middle school. I'm not a very skilled person, but sometimes I can do things naturally. On the other hand, if I think about it later, I can do anything. I sound like a genius talking like this. And that sounds too cool. But the reason I wanted to talk about this is that I don't have a plan. So I'm not happy at all. I don't feel happy for even a second. I see these cocked and maybe it's a common thing for recruits. Lately, I've been thinking about the podcast's name, and the day passed on so quickly. Relaxing time goes fast, but painful time also goes fast. I don't know if it's good or bad that the day went by fast, 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 fast. I don't feel good. It feels close to despair. It's sad. I feel like I'm wasting time. For about a month, I've been thinking about the name and changing the cover art. I'm recording tonight about what I said earlier. I told my mother not to use the bathtub today. My concert right now is that it's been 3 weeks and she can't find the solution. If she suddenly says she'll send a letter, because she can't find a solution, that doesn't show any pride. Why would she say that now? It's too late. She just say things based on her mood. She probably doesn't even have a reason. She just doesn't wanna stand all day. If she was gonna say it's okay to send the letter to the religion, she should have said that from the start. She refused to send the letter, even though she had to stand all day. So if she stays, she'll send it now. It makes no sense. She kept refusing no matter how many times I told her. But sometimes people only understand on the 10th time, even if the explanation is the same. I didn't make it any simpler. I explained. It's the same way from the second to the 10th time. Why does she only understand on the 10th time? I think she doesn't really understand, even though I explained it well today. I already explained it 3 weeks ago. She kept refusing. So I won't let her say she thought it was okay to send the letter after we talked yesterday. But she might say that. That's what I'm afraid of it. Afraid of. If she says that tomorrow, I'll tell her it's too late. I'll say she's just saying it's because standing is hard and she doesn't wanna solve the problem. Also, during the meal, she might feel guilty or sorry because I got mad at her. I don't know to taste the food well. I sometimes turn on my head to the right a little bit. It's just a teeny bit. But she stopped reading the newspaper because she thought I was looking at her. This happens sometimes. It's not looking at her, but maybe she felt my gaze. I'm just eating normally. I just turned my head a bit. Before, she always drank tea right when I wasn't eating. I understand how she feels. I wonder if everyone gets this. Maybe she's afraid of silence. I asked her, and she said she doesn't feel my gaze at all. I asked her many times and said the timing is too weird to be coincident. Even with the newspaper today, she tells a lie and say it was just a coincidence, even though she can't see me. Her sense is weird. She is the type who could commit a crime without realizing it. She just does things without thinking. I'm recording in the middle of the night. My foot started to hurt. I hope it's not an injury. Usually I can check it myself, but I have to have my parent look at it. I can put my foot on the sofa. I could check it when I change clothes. I think I'll be able to do that when I leave this house. I wonder why I can't do it now. I realize it's because there will be a problem if I have that much freedom now. It's hard to explain and hard to understand even for me. But that's what I thought. If I can do everything now, there will be a problem. Also, I said before that animals other than humans get excited about the food because they think it's about their life. They think about whether they'll die if they don't eat it. But humans think it's okay if they don't eat right now. When I'm eating, if something happens or thing, I have to judge if it's about my life or not, but I can't do that every time. So I eat with a lot of fear as if it really is about my life. Humans can focus even when they meditate because they are sensing many things. If they focus completely, their life might be in danger, so they can't focus. I wonder if meditating is a good time for a living being. Also, when I change, especially when I'm focusing on something, I have to change. I have to judge if that change is dangerous, even for a second. So for me, changing is very scary. But humans usually know it's a safe change without thinking. I don't know that right away. I remembered that I'm sensitive to change. I didn't really understand why animals get so excited about food. But I think it's the same. The same thing is happened to me. Normally, a small change is no problem. But I feel like it's about my life. Just like animals with their food, I'm recording in the morning. Where should I start? I'll take about what happened this morning. There's a psychiatrist named Rika Kayama I was taking with my parents yesterday about where she's working now. This morning, I found out she's working at a clinic in some town, so she's family doctor. I asked why she didn't say that yesterday. I don't think they just couldn't remember. If they knew it was a clinic, they'd know she's not a psychiatrist right now. I wondered what that talk about the community was about yesterday. When I asked where relative is from, they try not say where the person lives now. There were other weird mistakes too. I forgot them. But they said weird thing. Also, when I watch TV, I see this. Then compare A and B and ask why A is better than B. But isn't there a lot in common? But isn't there a lot in common? I wonder why that happened. Yesterday, there was a cow club at a university. There were they were asked why it's better than the horse club. They said it's because you can interest with animals. Why did they say that? I can't believe there are students at a national university. You can interest with animals in both clubs. This happen a lot. This happened a lot. Let's move on. I'll talk about trauma. I have a lot of sensory issue. This is a common for people like me. I get very scared when someone claps their hand in front of me. In elementary school, people did that to tease me, and made fun of me. Made fun of me. And the people who taste me are the ones who cry when the baseball coach gets mad or when they lose a game. I think they are actually weaker and they cry even though they are boys. I thought it was strange when I was a kid. I wondered if this was okay. Usually, they have confidence and make fun of people. Maybe I was just thick-skinned because I didn't cry after a game. But same can be said. But the same can be said for them. It's the same thing. You don't really know who is strong or weak. People like Giants who are strong didn't cry even when they lost a game. Next about the show name, it was hard. I was trying very hard. I tried to put humor like an American joke in the name, but I realized that was just a trend. And I found out this morning that if I put Japan, people think it's about a foreigner who came to Japan rather than a Japanese person. I knew that, but depending on how you use it, people might think I'm totally a foreigner. I knew that, but depending on how I use it, people might think I'm totally a foreigner. Also, when I try to use unclassified, in English, I found out it means secret document, and Japanese people don't understand the word offline. People in America or the West would understand it, but it doesn't get through to Japanese people. I don't want the show to look too heavy. So I thought this morning, having such a long time as a recluse stand out in other countries too, but maybe I shouldn't push that too much. It's only tell one side of the show. It's hard to decide what kind of person to show. If it's for intellectual people, my broken English might be tough if I use difficult words in the title. Japanese people won't understand and it'll feel weird. It'll feel weird. On the other hand, I don't want it to look too right. There's a big chance of being misunderstood. I don't want it to look like a mental health show or a show that criticizes Japan. But I wanna use the word Japan. And even though it's stoic, being a recluse is a good hook. It might be better to show that it's flexible and not connected. I was worried about that, and I was gonna change my clothes, but I have to follow my usual routine. This morning, I can't. I was planning to change. My parents didn't say. They sent a letter to the religion after all. I feel a bit relieved. That was good. But I told my mother she could use the bathtub. I felt bad for her. That's how it is. I have no choice but to stay in this house and just give up. But I have to be with my parents. This is my life.